Let's share my screen with you lot and let's get into it, man. Arsenal and West Ham finally reached full agreement over Declan Rice's £105 million move, with England star to have his medical this week ahead of being unveiled, people. Rice is set to undergo a medical before completing his transfer to Arsenal. The Gunners have agreed to pay the fee in 3 installments to West Ham. Personal terms of a minimum 250 grand per week have already been agreed. He'll undergo... Sorry, people, let's cut that for a sec. West Ham captain Declan Rice will undergo a medical ahead of completing his move to Arsenal after the two clubs reached full agreement over his protracted move. The two London teams had been haggling over the payment structure linked to the 100 million guaranteed portion of the fee, but the clubs have now settled on the fee being paid in 3 installments over 24 months, with Rice now to undergo a medical ahead of signing his contract. Personal terms of a minimum of 250 grand per week have already been agreed. So yeah, man, we're getting over the line. The finer details of the deal have taken longer than expected to be confirmed, but as we reported, the Daily Mail, the transfer was 90% completed on Monday, with the remaining formalities now tied up. The Gunners are also set to complete a £40 million switch for Timber from Ajax. Arsenal are planning for the Dutchman's medical to take place by the end of the week. So 2 players set to take their medicals. Hopefully they join Kai Havertz through the door. Arsenal will allow Xhaka to leave for Bayern Leverkusen for £21.5 million once Rice is on board. As you know, we spent 65 million on Havertz, people, so we'll have to see what's going on there, really and truly. So yeah, welcome. Carrying on that, again, Declan Rice is heading to Arsenal for a medical after the payment structure has been agreed, said Sky Sports. Again, we will pay the initial 100 million over 2 years. One source told Sky Sports Rice will have his medical this week ahead of signing a new long-term deal. As we know, he'll be a British transfer record, not only our biggest signing, but the most expensive British player. So we'll have to see, and we all know he'll have to bring something, really and truly. What will be the point of signing him? I just want to see if there's any other details we've missed out. As we know, people, keeping the payment structure on a tight schedule will help West Ham's financial position. They were angling for 100 million to be paid by the end of 2024, but it's understood that a compromise has been reached on the summer of 2025 as the date for the final payment. So shout out to our negotiating teams and Eddie for getting this over the line. West Ham were placed on UEFA's FFP watch list last September, allegedly. Manchester City targeted Rice after Gundogan departed the club. We already know we've had 2 bids rejected, and we know City decided to walk away. They were unwilling to get into a bidding war, people. So yeah, while Rice was open to joining City, Arsenal were always his favoured choice. The England international admires Arteta's football and is believed to have agreed personal terms on a long-term deal already. Arteta has gone to great lengths to woo Rice and believes that his physicality and leadership will give Arsenal a better chance of ending City's dominance of the Premier League. We could also bring in another midfielder and are interested in Lavia, who is valued by Southampton at 45 million quid. Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United all hold an interest in the individual as well. Again, Ornstein reported this last night, people, over, getting the new details out about Declan Rice and getting this move over the line. I dream of a world where we'll just wake up, we bidded for Declan Rice, tomorrow we'll sign him. This has been a long dragged out saga, but at least we're over the line. Arsenal are prepared to schedule medical tests for Rice this week, says Romano, after agreement reached with West Ham. Documents are being prepared between the 2 clubs. Xhaka is waiting on the green light to join Leverkusen. This article has said, I was told in February that if Declan Rice was leaving West Ham this summer, he was going to Arsenal. He wanted to go to Arsenal. Smash the like button and big up the Twitch gang. I felt that West Ham were frustrated with Arsenal's first few offers. I wonder if this damages relations. Perhaps there was a disappointment knowing that the player had his heart set on going to Arsenal. Of course, I'm sure Arsenal fans were worried when City came in as well. Of course we were, but fortunately we finally beat City to something. It'd be nice if we could beat them in the Premier League. Again, this is just for you. Look, when you look at his statistics in comparison to Partey, Rodri, Casemiro and Caicedo, he actually scores quite high, really and truly. Really, you look at it, he's second only to Rodri for ball recoveries. Forward passes, he's slightly behind Partey in that regards, and he's obviously behind Rodri. He's actually, is he behind Casemiro? Yeah, he is. So yeah, he ranks all right, really. And to be fair, I'm sure a lot of teams in the Prem, much less Arsenal, would take all of them in their midfield. They're all quality players in their own right, from Caicedo to Casemiro to Rodri to Rice and obviously Thomas Partey. I think it would be crazy to get rid of Partey right now, people. Again, when you look at him in comparison to other midfielders at Arsenal, you can see he ranks quite high for tackles, for passing accuracy, for winning his duels, for interception and progressive carries. Now, maybe that's because of West Ham having to do more legwork. Maybe that's because of where he's actually deployed within midfield, but it's nice to see he ranks highly for such. Again, we've made several new signings to Arsenal's first team and obviously in terms of renewing deals as well. And we've also, our women's team has obviously signed someone, Alessia Russo, the England striker, has joined Arsenal on a free transfer from Man United, people. So big up the WSL team. Apparently, after Timber, Arsenal want another £40 million Dutchman. We've been linked with Jeremy Frimpong. Blin has reported the Premier League giants intend to sign the right back from Leverkusen for 40 million. Second Leverkusen player we've been linked with after, obviously, the Derby, people. I'm not too sure on the credibility of this. We all know he was a former City player, went to Celtic, and now plays his trade for the Dutch national team and in Germany. Good player. More, probably a bit, his strengths are a lot more attacking than defensively. And he has been linked with Man United, but we'll have to see. And he's the second player that's playing in the, playing in the Bundesliga that we've been linked with. We've been linked with Leipzig's Benjamin Hendricks as well. We've also historically been linked with Cancelo. So maybe a right back is on the agenda regardless of what's happening. Arsenal considering killing Mbappe move. Crazy. I'm not even going to give that airtime, people. What is this article? Well, I think that's just in relation to Xhaka's move. It's not loading though, people. Yeah, so yeah. Bayern Leverkusen close to Xhaka signing from Arsenal. It's nice to see that, 1 minute we heard it was 15 million quid. Now it's 21 million, so that's good. Partey will also be able to leave the Emirates if an appropriate offer is made, said Sam Dean of The Telegraph. Partey is planning to leave on a permanent basis as he looks to find a club where he can... Patino is planning to leave on a permanent basis as he looks to find a club where he can develop by playing regular first-team football. You look at more Declan Rice propaganda. Look where he is for forward passing. Only Bruno Fernandes, who plays in a more advanced position, and Rodri, who plays for City, rank above him, really. To be fair, Højbjerg ranks quite high. When I watch Spurs, you just pass it sideways and backwards. Stats don't lie, but they might not tell all the truth. So we've seen that one. And obviously in the Premier League for possession one, 334 times, people. This is what we need him to do, innit? So bring it on. Again, Declan Rice was the only player in Europe's top 5 leagues to register 30 plus in each of the metrics last season. Interceptions, he made 63, he had 55 clearances, 40 take-ons, created 37 chances, isn't a skill set of his, won 37 area duels and had 36 shots. They're just adding stats for no reason. So that could be our midfield three, or at least one of the options that we could deploy. Saliba will officially sign a new long-term contract with Arsenal very soon. It's just a matter of time. Agreement sealed 1 month ago, says Romano. Deal will be until June 2027 with the option of a further season. Arsene Wenger is to get a statue, people. It'll be unveiled on the 3rd of August, people. And he joins, obviously, Thierry Henry, Herbert Chapman, Tony Adams, and Bergkamp with that. Long overdue. He's putting it nicely. Should have had that as the moment he signed for the club. Apparently, in relation to Xhaka, talks are still ongoing over the move, but there is no expectation on the transfer falling through for Xhaka, who has said his farewells in North London at the end of last season. Fair play. Big up the Beautiful Game podcast. Go and check them out. They've done several great interviews with several people. Support them. Several Premier League clubs, including Brighton and Palace, are interested in signing Balogun. Arsenal value the player at around 40 to 50 million. He also has strong interest from Germany, Italy, and France. Big him up, really. If he does want to leave, get top money. We're expecting offers for Balogun. He's been valued at 50 million. I don't think we're going to get that unless Premier League teams bid such, people. He might be sold one day from the club he goes to for 50 odd million plus, but I don't think we'll let him go. Again, several scholars. I think we've signed 13 first-year scholars at under 18 level, including young Ethan Noeri, who is wanted by everybody, committing their future. So big him up, people. Allegedly, Lavia wants Arsenal transfer over Liverpool or Chelsea. And we remain in a 3-horse race. Apparently, we're behind because we're still trying to get over the line with Rice, which we've now seen we're getting over. And we're still contemplating what's going on with Thomas Partey. Check out the other videos. Allegedly, he prefers a move to Arsenal over Liverpool and Chelsea if we can agree a fee with Southampton. Allegedly, there are multiple reasons. Now, this is the same outlet who said we're in for Tchouaméni and Mbappe. So take of that with a pinch of salt. Shout out my YouTube members. Jay, appreciate you. Apparently, the offering of the Champions League, the presence of Mikel Arteta and the project of Arsenal and the image of a well-run club have given the Gunners the advantage over their rivals. I mean, to be fair with you, if I'm Lavia, I'm listening to what Chelsea have to say, I'm listening to what Liverpool have to say, and I'm also listening to what Arsenal have to say. 3 big clubs, 3 good clubs, really. So we'll have to see. Charles Watts has spoken on Thomas Partey, people, and he said Thomas Partey will hold talks with Arsenal when he returns to London Coley this week as speculation increases over his future. The midfielder flew back to England at the weekend for the start of pre-season and will soon link up with Mikel Arteta's squad ahead of next week's training camp in Germany. And the 30-year-old will seek some clarity over Arsenal's long-term plans for him, with the North London club understood to be open to letting him leave this summer should a suitable offer arrive. Partey has 2 years left on his contract with the Gunners, and despite some reports, has never told the club he wants to leave. One of the main reasons the Ghana international left Atletico Madrid for Arsenal in 2020 was to help get the club back into the Champions League. Now he has done that, he would like to rep the Gunners in Europe's elite competition. But with Arsenal's club record £105 million deal for West Ham captain Declan Rice finally edging towards completion, Partey's future has been increasingly called into question. Juventus allegedly are keeping tabs on the midfielder situation, as are clubs in Saudi Arabia, but Arsenal are not yet believed to have received any official bids. Arteta is looking to shake up his midfield options this summer. Kai Havertz has already arrived from Chelsea, while Rice's move from West Ham is expected soon to be finalised. Xhaka is set to move on as part of that overhaul with a £21.5 million deal agreed with Leverkusen. So we've kind of seen that. Rob Holding is expected to leave Arsenal this summer, either on a permanent or a loan, which is probably music to some Arsenal fans' ears. Yeah, that's all the scholars. Can't imagine there's anything new in the world of Arsenal, so we'll have to see. Arsenal are still in a strong position, allegedly, to sign Southampton midfielder Lavia, despite Liverpool's push. The player wants to play under Mikel Arteta. Arsenal need to wait on Partey's future, but still want to sign Lavia. There's been growing speculation that Liverpool turned their attentions to Lavia. He is admired, but as things stand, they are not pursuing the Belgian defensive midfielder. They do not believe they have a gap to fill currently, and they also feel that an asking price of 50 million is far too high for a teenager who has only made 17 more senior appearances in his career than Bajantic. And he's right, he's been at Southampton for 2 seconds, really. And once again, Granit Xhaka is close to moving away from the football club. We've also been linked with RB Leipzig's Hendricks. Allegedly, we've held talks with his agent, according to Sky Germany people. Arteta is said to be a keen admirer of the player, who has 10 caps for the German national team. His contract expires next summer, so the 26-year-old could provide a cheap option for Arsenal, who are primed to spend in excess of 200 million this summer. So we'll have to see that. Let's see what Goal.com's gossip column has said, people. We all know Declan Rice is moving. We've spoken on Rice, better yet. We've spoken about Granit. We know Timber and Rice are moving closer to completion. We've been linked with Mbappe, lol. Pablo Mari's left. Pepe's spoken already. We've covered that. Arda Güler could be going Real Madrid. So I don't think there's anything different. There's no different names that we haven't been linked with already, people. There's no, apart from Mbappe and Tchouaméni, if you believe that. But let me know your thoughts on everything we've just gone over, people. Again, smash the like button and comment your thoughts. So yeah, man, that's that. I was airing you lot for a second just to get that out of the way. I don't trust Zinchenko playing a full 90. Do you think we'll sign a centre mid? I mean, technically we signed 2 with Havertz and Rice. Hopefully we can get 1 more. Onana will be a good signing for United. Big up the New Yorkers. Appreciate you, H. And the Middle East money does hit different. Swap Balogun and Caicedo and pay not more than 50 to 55 million euros would be great. We're going to dominate the league next season. Let's chill, man. I think at this moment in time, we need to keep Thomas Partey. Would like to think Zinny, Benny, Tierney, Timber, in brackets, if he has to be that inverted right back, it makes sense for him to stay, provided he plays the role he thrives and not the inverted. There you have it. I don't think the saga was that long. We're just impatient. There's been worse. The Grealish, Sancho took longer. You are right with that. The 6th of August, we're getting our chain back. I heard the Rice medical is on Friday. I can't wait for the unveiling. With our owners being American and the fact we are keen to grow our fan base over there, it doesn't make sense to sell Balogun harsh, but Eddie has to go. Big up my G. Great show as always.